Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Casey and on this channel I share my daily life unfiltered. In today's video, join me as I make our family Christmas shirts. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do is go onto our computer and go to Cricut Design Space. So this is Cricut Design Space. Now we are going to go to My Stuff and go to My Projects. So this will be our Christmas shirt design. We do a different design every year as part of our Christmas traditions. Now I'm going to go to Customize. So this is what it looks like. Next I'm going to go to Ungroup. Now that we got our green and red separated, I'm gonna hit mirror. This makes sure that when you go to put it on a shirt that it's not backwards. And we don't want our design to be backwards on our shirt. Now we're gonna hit continue. And for our material, we're gonna use a glitter design and just everyday iron on. So first I'm gonna do glitter iron on. Remember material settings, and I'm gonna hit more. Next, I'm going to put our vinyl on our Cricut mat and get ready to cut. So the pieces of vinyl we'll use for this project are this for the green, this for our red, and then this silver glitter for our glitter vinyl. So those are the three vinyls we'll use for this project. Now I'm going to get them on our Cricut mat and we'll get ready to cut. Now that we got our glitter vinyl onto our Cricut mat, now we're going to load it up into our machine and get to cutting. Now that we got our silver cut out, now we're moving on to the red. Now that we got our red on our mat, let's get to cutting. Now all that's left is the green vinyl, so let's get to cutting. Now that we got all of our vinyl cut out, now we're going to weed out our design. I find it easier to put the vinyl, you just cut on a mat, so then it's easier to weed out your design. So this is what our design looks like. Now we're going to weed out the green half. And stay tuned till the end just to see the result of how all the shirts came out. And this is what the green looks like. Now all that's left to do is do the silver vinyl and another green vinyl. Now I'm going to move on to the silver vinyl and weed that out. Another life hack: if you're cutting glitter vinyl, run it through the machine twice, just so it's a lot easier to weed out and it doesn't get stuck. Your design doesn't get stuck to the rest of the vinyl that you're trying to peel off. So with this light I'm using overhead, it helps me see, especially with silver. If I didn't cut this twice, it would have been very hard to get this design all out. A whole lot easier, as you can see, to cut it twice when it comes to glitter versus regular. Regular, you don't have to run it through twice, but for glitter, I definitely recommend doing it twice, just so it's easier to weed out once it's all cut out and everything. So this is how the silver turned out. Now all that's left to do is put it on the shirt. Now that we got our design ready, let's put it on our shirts. So the first thing I did before I pressed the design on my shirt was I made a crease down the middle so that when I go to press my design, it's straight and it's not crooked. So the first thing I'm going to be putting on my shirt is the Christmas silver design. So I'm just going to line that up where I made the crease. Line that up just like this. Now I'm going to take some Cricut tape that helps vinyl not go anywhere when pressing the shirt. I'm just going to put that on the outside of the... The trick is to make sure that when pressing your design on your shirt, that underneath your design, it's not all bunched up, because if it's bunched up, it doesn't look as nice. Now I'm going to press the Christmas part onto my shirt. And it's going to go for 345 degrees for 40 seconds. So this is what it looks like right now. So I'm going to peel this off and then add the green to it. That looks so cool. Alright. So this is what the glitter looks like on the shirt. Now we're going to add our green. Now for my green, I'm just going to line it up, and for this time I'm going to flip it onto the back so I get both sides of it pressed, just so it sticks better. So now that the green is pressed down, now I'm going to flip it to the back, press that, and then press it one more time with all the vinyl on top, and then I'll wait for it to cool a little bit, and then I'll peel it off and show you the final product of this shirt. This is what it looks like with both colors. Now I'm going to press the back. Now we're going to just press the top one more time and then move on to our next shirt. For our next shirt, it's just going to be plain red with the green color. Now we're going to move on to our second shirt. Again, this is what this shirt looks like. Now we're going to move on to our next one. I'm going to do the same with the other shirt. I'm going to fold it in half, make a crease down the middle, and then start putting our vinyl on. Now I'm going to create a crease right down the middle of the shirt, so then I can line up the vinyl and it'll be all ready to press. Now that this shirt is all creased up, now we can put our design on our final shirt. Gonna make sure it's all lined up there. Put it on our mat. Now what I like to do when I'm putting on the vinyl, just to make sure that it's down far enough, I use 3 fingers and I go from where the collar is, and I'm just going to use 3 fingers, put them right there, and I can put my red right underneath that third one. Then I know it's down far enough and it's ready to press. Now I'm going to use our heat transfer tape again, just to stick it down so it stays in place. And these 2 shirts I'm making are for my mom and my dad. So now let's get ready to press our first design on the last shirt with the red. Now that our red's pressed down, now we're going to peel that and stick on the green. I always go slow just so I make sure that it's pressed down all the way. Be careful on this part, especially after you just pressed it, because it is hot. Alright, now that our red's pressed down, now we're going to press down our green on top of that, and then we'll be all finished with our design. Now that we got our green all lined up, now we're going to press our shirt. Now that the other shirt's cooling off, now I can move on to peeling off the vinyl sheet. And this is what the one with the glitter vinyl looks like. Now that our final shirt is ready, now we're going to peel off the vinyl sheet. And this is what the vinyl shirt looks like. Ta-da! Here's how the final shirts turned out. This is my brother's, this is my mom's, this is my dad's, this is my grandma's, this is my grandpa's, and this is how mine turned out. I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a new video. Stay tuned to see what I'm up to next time as I continue to share my daily life unfiltered. Stay tuned for some upcoming fun and exciting content, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.